casuals looking for debate. Fluent versus chill versus everyone. Break it down till the best one wins. More fluent every time we talk. That's not ridiculous. Let us hear your thoughts, walk.
Yeah.
Bang, bang.
You know, it is
that intro was better than the Grammy song. That intro was better than a lot of songs I heard at the Grammys.
It's better than There's No Illegals on Stolen Land. Listen. I don't think you want to do. Is that what we're going to debate today? Oh, that'd be.
I don't know. What do the sponsors think?
I just want Jay to know this will be my last week of being blind.
I don't understand what took you so long. Tone, just get the damn glasses, Tone. Just do it.
I got the prescription. I will be able to.
Tone.
Right now, just so you know, all four of you are just a blur.
You can't see none of us. The only reason why he knows us is because we hear our voice. That's it. That's the only reason why he knows us.
Why'd you wear contacts if you don't like glasses?
I don't need them. I've had better than perfect vision for 50 years. I've been beautiful.
Yeah, and now you're 50. So
it's been the last time.
Do it, Jalen, is because he won't accept the fact that we are getting up there, and this is necessary.
Yeah,
Tone has been fighting it for years. Stop fighting it, Tone.
I'm like that dude. Benjamin Button, the one that ages backwards.
Yeah,
though that's the problem.
I don't know. I think you're closer to LeBron James, and maybe just holding on too long.
Oh, well,
hold on too long. What do you mean? When you're an all-star giving 25 a night, it's not holding on too long. You're still cooking. You're still cooking.
Being named an all-star doesn't mean you're an all-star.
Hey, LeBron's an all-star for life. He's an all-star out the womb. Exactly. Come on now. Yep.
So, anyways, Fluent Chill versus everyone. For those of you that are just tuning in for the first time, this is the way that this is going to work. You got Fluent, that's me. You got Chill, that's him, or him over there, depending on what angle you're looking at. And then we got three judges: Chris, Jalen, and Ori. Here's how it's going to work. Chris, they will give us topics. They will say, "This is the topic. These are the talking points." We don't know. Fluent, Chill, and I do not. We have no idea what we're talking about. Even as much as I try to get them to tell us, they will not tell us. They're going to say, Fluent, you're talking about this. Chill, you're arguing that. Go. And we have a debate, and the three judges decide who wins. Mm-hmm. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. You guys in the chat, if you dare, there's a spot. I don't know if you see the open spot right between where it says NBA debate and judges panel. There's comments. I will move those comments over, and you will be right there on screen. If you want to come up and debate, you can debate one of us. You can debate two of us. You can debate five of us. You can have the judges on your side. Heck, you can have the three judges and Chill on your side versus me. It literally is Fluent versus Chill versus everyone. You guys decide who versus who. And heck, if I'm just tired and I don't want to talk about Jordan versus LeBron anymore, I'll give it to Jalen to argue Jordan's point just to make it even more interesting because he's the LeBron guy.
It'd be like that.
So literally, it's a debate show with a little bit of chaos and always a little bit of LeBron James in the mix. So that being said, Jay, any words before we jump into it?
No, let's get to it. Let's get to it.
I got my box. Chilltown's up. Hey, this is episode 2. So Chilltown's up 1-0 to Fluent. So Fluent gotta fight back.
We did not have the third impartial judge. We only had you two obvious colluders judging. So we got the glowing headphones.
Do you already hear the sour grapes, Ori? Do you already hear the sour grapes? Do you hear them already?
They chose you on the last one because they agreed with you, not because you made better points. I sent out a clip and everyone said I won.
Ridiculous that sounds. You know what? You might be better looking than him, so we're gonna give you the nod. I'm like, I ain't talking about nothing.
No, that's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
The sour grapes have already started. The sour grapes have already started. Unbelievable with this dude.
All right. I don't know if you guys flipped a coin, pulled straws, but who's first? You're up.
All right. So, obviously, the biggest talk around the NBA is the trade deadline, and what the guy that was supposed to be the biggest headline, top 3 player in the league, former NBA champion, 2-time MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Shams Charania, which I heard Fluent and Chill talking about how much of a fraud he was yesterday. It's Shams, I think. It's right.
No, he's a sham, so he's Shams to me.
Oh, yes. So, But regardless of whether he gets traded or not, I highly doubt he does. But I want you two to debate which team would benefit him the most. We all know that each team would benefit from Giannis. That's not what I'm saying. But I think there are two teams that are in the mix for him for sure. Maybe not as much anymore. I feel like a lot of people shambled out. But I think I'm trying to think who I want for who. I think I want Fluent to debate on behalf of Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, and I want Chill to debate on behalf of Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
Because I think this is pertinent information for both of us.
I think I know what you're going to say.
So they're giving up to get Giannis.
I think I might have to.
Yeah, we just make it up because I'm good.
Yes, that's the idea.
I think that's the idea, is that you guys have to make that up for sure.
That's
Yeah, I believe that's your discretion.
Excellent.
Clock is running. Go ahead. Whoever starts first. Whoever wants to start first. Once you start speaking, or on the clock.
Or beauty.
Age before beauty. Absolutely. So let's start the conversation. All right, let's start the conversation. Yeah, let's start the conversation with why they're trading Giannis. They're trading Giannis because this thing has probably run its course. I don't think Milwaukee wants to trade him, but they're going to have to do it because I've said to you already in the past that you guys are going to run him out of town. Well, it looks like you're doing that. So who's the best suitor? I personally don't think it's Minnesota, but Minnesota actually does work. The reason why it works is because both him and Ant together, great transition players. Ant, one of the better long ball shooters, if not the best long ball shooter in the game, even though Steph Curry still exists, 100%, he's still one of the better long ball shooters in the game, so you can get spacing. Giannis has actually been pretty good at the mid-range. Giannis has actually pulled the trigger at the mid-range, in addition to him being able to get downhill. Now, you're not just going to play with Giannis and Anthony Edwards. I'm going to need some other players to play, which means that I'm going to have to give some guys up. So what is it going to take to get this deal done if I'm Milwaukee? Because, again, if I'm Milwaukee, I'm starting over, right? Well, my second best player it's Ryan Rollins. So it's me starting over. Not only am I going to need some players from Minnesota, I'm also going to need some picks too, because that's where I'm going to get my players at. I'm going to get them in the draft because I'm not getting signed. I'm not going to get anybody to come to Milwaukee in free agency. So I want to start with some defense, right? So in this deal, you got to hand me over Jaden McDaniels. You got to hand me over Jaden McDaniels because as a wing, that's what this league is built on. It's built on D and 3 guys on the wing, great transition players, a guy who can knock down the three. And on top of that, Jaden McDaniels isn't that expensive, but he makes enough money where this can work. Now, I'm going to add in the dirty work guy because we got to get Naz Reid's money off the books. Because if we can get Naz Reid's money off the books, this can also add to getting Giannis over in Minnesota. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to throw in one of these rookies. And if I could throw in not just one of these rookies, one of the young guys who I'm thinking about. So I'm thinking about Shannon because I love Shannon. Shannon should have been a first-round pick. Coming out of Illinois. Problem is he got himself into some nonsense. And when he got himself into some nonsense, that ended up dropping his draft stock. I think he would be a steal. I think Jaden McDaniels. I think Naz Reid. I think this kid Shannon. And I think 2 1s, maybe 3 1s gets it done.
All right. So you still got 40 seconds left, but we'll let you recycle that onto when you have to give your rebuttal.
Yes, sir.
Giannis in Golden State. You may remember in the offseason, Giannis was in San Francisco wearing a Golden State Warriors jersey. He wants to go there. So the one thing I know about players is they can seem broken down. They can seem that they're done, that they're washed. A lot of people were talking about Anthony Davis, day-to-day Davis. He wasn't the same guy when the Lakers traded for him. But what happened when he went to LA and he was happy? There was this resurgence. He was healthy. He had an MVP season, MVP type season, because I guess he didn't win, but he played like a finals MVP in the finals. He was given that resurgence. So now you're talking about Giannis, who before the injuries, Bill himself, and probably a lot of you guys were calling him the best player in the game. The best two-way player for sure in the game. A guy who can drop 30 his own way and be a defensive player of the year. So now you put him on a team where all you're moving from is an older Jimmy Butler who's injured, because that's what the trade rumor is. Jimmy Butler's contract, basically. Jonathan Kuminga, who doesn't play, and a bunch of first-round picks. So I'm not even losing that much. I'm losing 2 guys that one who's hurt and won't be playing, and another who doesn't play anyways. So now I've got Steph Curry, arguably the greatest point guard in the history of basketball. No argument, the greatest shooter in basketball. The amount of gravity that he takes from defenders, now opening up a lane for Giannis. Oh, but he takes the gravity back. Oh, so now you're going to leave Steph even more open? Just that 1-2 punch alone might be the greatest duo in the history of basketball. But wait, listen, I know he's almost 40, but I've also got a stretch big in Al Horford who knows how to play the game. The veteran leadership, championship not too long ago with the Celtics. He understands what it takes to win championships. And that's really why Giannis is going there. Is we need to win a chip. Steph wants one more chip. You add in guys like Melton and Moody and even Post and Pods, like young guys. Oh, did I mention another defensive staple? Now, I know they've talked about trading him, but if Giannis comes, they are not trading away Draymond Green. What do I know about Giannis? Well, when he has a guy who can score, it was Chris Middleton. And a guy who can defend, it was Drew Holiday. He won a chip. Oh, he had a stretch big too in Brook Lopez. Well, you've got all of those pieces and some in Golden State. It is the perfect situation where the style of play that Steve Kerr runs, this kind of hybrid between the motion offense of the Spurs and the triangle of the Bulls, will just create opportunities for him. And my time is up. So that's okay. I got another minute to go.
Absolutely. So let's rewind the clock back to your soliloquy. So number one, Tone, he was also spotted in Brooklyn. So that doesn't mean he's going to Brooklyn either. So just because he was spotted in San Francisco,
I'm just saying that he would be a place where he would be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he was spotted in Brooklyn too. So I also want to talk about your rendition.
Did you see him in Minnesota?
I did not see him in Minnesota, which is also why that doesn't mean that just because he was there, that doesn't mean that. So I also want to talk about him. I also want to talk about Giannis in Golden State more than I want to talk about him in Minnesota. The reason why is because in Minnesota, the pieces actually fit. I got the big guy in Rudy Gobert. So I got the glass cleaner, which he has been really good with a glass cleaner like Rudy Gobert, a defensive presence like that. So he'll be good with him. That's number one. I got the stretch big. I'm the stretch big actually because I can knock down the mid range. I got the super dynamic wing in Anthony Edwards. I have that. I have a bit of a point guard issue, but I'm a ball handler. I can handle a basketball. Not only can I handle a basketball, I'm actually a really good passer and a really good distributor. I can do that. So we have the necessary pieces to keep this thing together. However, here's the flip side to this. The flip side to this is how long are we going to be able to put this together? Because you just told me about trading Jimmy Butler. Why does Milwaukee want a broken down Jimmy Butler with $60 million on his deal that I'm not even going to be able to use? I'm trying to open up money so I can get other players in here. I don't need Jimmy Butler, so that deal doesn't work. What does work is adding young talent like Shannon. What does work is adding draft picks like what the Minnesota Timberwolves have to give. What does work is having Giannis move. What does work is moving Giannis off of us and then us getting Naz Reid. In addition to him getting Jaden McDaniels. In addition to getting Jaden McDaniels, getting draft picks where we can get players show up the point guard position. In addition to showing up the point guard position, we'll be in business.
So since you wanted to talk about Golden State, first of all, let's talk about that real quick. That $60 million goes away in 2 years. So this year and then next. So then that goes away. That's $60 million. They're playing the long game. They are following the best example of what works, which is OKC. Let me get a bunch of draft picks. Golden State has all their first-round draft picks. They're also betting on something else. This is going to be a short run. We think Giannis is hurt and only has a couple years left. We know Steph Curry is 100 years old. We know Draymond Green's 100 years old. So this might be a 1 or 2 year window where, yes, in Milwaukee, we won't be good. But those draft picks that they gave us for 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, because they have to skip a year, plus the $60 million coming off the book from Jimmy Butler, that's going to be giving us all of that draft capital and all the money to rebuild in Milwaukee, because that's what we need to do. We can't get free agents. We need those draft picks. You talked about Minnesota. Well, I can take Draymond Green off, but also Draymond Green can be my facilitator. So he's out of the way because he's at the top of the key facilitating. If it's Al Horford in, he's stretch big.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of offense is Minnesota going to run when they have Rudy Gobert and Giannis who can't shoot outside of 15 feet in there? Clog up the lane. And you're right, there is no point guard. Well, with no point guard, who's going to distribute the ball to these guys? It's a problem. What are you going to have? Anthony Edwards, yeah, he's going to be driving into what? Giannis and Gobert standing in the paint? Like it's an offensive nightmare. Whereas in Golden State, they run an offense that is perfectly suited to space and create driving lanes for Giannis and those fast breaks. It's perfect. They have a facilitator in Draymond Green and a defender. They've got, like I said, stretch guys who can shoot in pods and all these, and of course, and Steph. That's the biggest one is Steph. So that combination works significantly better than Edwards and him. But back to Minnesota. We talk about Giannis, and I know this about Giannis very, very much. His happiness is important. San Francisco's a nice climate. That's why he was there. That's why he was visiting. That's why he was wearing the jersey. He's going to Minnesota. That's the same winter as Milwaukee. He's going to be miserable, which means his ankle's going to hurt and his knee's going to hurt and he's not going to play. I'm out of time.
Phenomenal.
I know.
All right.
Right out of time.
Yeah. No. And I know we'll say this a good amount of times, but like, no, genuinely, I think that this debate was better than any other debate that you guys performed last week. So props to you there. As far as it goes for who did better, I think that Chill brought up great points as far as it goes for having the pieces, giving up Jane McDaniels, but like that, but then also having like Ants and Giannis being two of the best transition players in the game. He did mention he did kind of like brush over the fact that they don't have a point guard. I think that that's going to turn out to be a lot more important than said. And I think that Fluent's overall made the best points as far as it goes for overall style play, and even made the points long term because you're getting the picks and also you're getting a boatload of cap space eventually when either Giannis or both Giannis and Steph are gone. So both did a great job, but for this one I got to give the edge to Fluent.
Beautiful.
All right. I mean, hey, he said a lot of things here. So Fluent, I think, again, both you guys covered all aspects here. You talked about fit, the pieces they get in return, long-term, short-term. I think this debate really kind of came down to two different strong points both you guys made. I think Shill's strongest point was the pieces you get initially for Giannis are better for Milwaukee. And him playing next to Gobert, Anthony Edwards, that trio is a good trio. But I think with Fluent playing next to Steph, while still being able to build in a couple of years, even after Steph is gone, because Anthony Edwards will be around more for Giannis, obviously, in Minnesota. But I think the pieces that you get for the future after Steph is gone, while Steph, again, the type of player he is, him playing next to Giannis being so great too, I'm gonna edge it out to Fluent too, just because I think that fit is slightly better initially, and then the long-term effects too.
Beautiful.
Well, so first and foremost,
Comment on how nice those headphones are, Ori. Okay.
I figured I'd come in with a bang. I don't want to hold anything back. But just want to say I hate to be the guy that's playing devil's advocate here, but I think that Fluent was given maybe a little bit even easier of a team to ask, because I think what Milwaukee and Minnesota could do together actually makes more sense from what could be a realistic move. I think Giannis absolutely fits with Golden State better. I think what he would be with Golden State would be tremendous and would extend the career of both him and Steph Curry. But when it comes down to just a situational realist, what could actually be done, who has the best pieces to make this happen, who's going to genuinely maybe make this happen in real life, I think the edge goes to Minnesota, and what they could offer in reality, I think is better. So I because of that, I think Chill made some good points, and I'm going with Chill.
Shut your damn mouth.
Okay, 2-1. 2-1. Fluent takes an early 1-0 lead in this one.
All right. I'll take the 2-1. I take back what I said about your headphones. I take back what I had said about your headphones.
The headphones are cooked.
we do have a bit of an announcement. So if you can indulge me for 15 seconds, let's cue it up, and then we'll talk about it real quick.
The NBA trade deadline is here, and we're going live Thursday, February 5th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern. Every alert, every move, breaking analysis in real time. Fluent and Chill are taking over Bleacher Report Live for the ultimate trade deadline kickoff show. Don't miss it. See you Thursday.
No shit.
Yes, sir. So the
God.
NBA trade deadline, Bleacher Report. We are kicking the show off. It's all day, I believe, 10 to 5 or something, right? Right, Jay, something like that. All day NBA trade deadline coverage. I think
3 o'clock.
Actually, at 3 o'clock. But what better way to kick it off than with Fluent and Chill from 10 to 11? So we will be starting recapping all the trades that have happened so far. Which I think, by the way, all the biggest trades will happen before 11. Before we go off air tomorrow, but that's a conversation for another time. But yeah, so check out Fluent and Chill, Bleacher Report, 10 to 11 a.m. tomorrow. We're kicking off the show, and we're going to make them more fluent, and we're going to tell them to call their mothers and drink more water and put on a suit.
Put on a suit. Absolutely put on a suit. Don't forget that.
Get your suits tailored, y'all. Make sure to get your suits tailored. Spend the extra money, get it tailored, do it up right. We do have someone in the chat who wants to join. Yeah, we got Joseph Forans. Can we join this or not? Just curious. I don't know if he wants to. Yes, you can join. If anybody wants to join for a debate, toss the link up there. We'll make it happen. All right.
Although we probably need to come up with a way to do this because this is something we haven't discussed. But topic, you want to come up, and then it's very strict on the timing. You pick the topic, who's debating, so you have to be ready. If you say yes, I'm ready to come up, we'll send you the link and come up. We might need to send something to one of you guys, but we'll work on that for next week's show. For this week, just say, yes, I'm ready to come up. Here's what you need if you want to come up. A topic, however many debating points you want, but then who's going to make each point. And this is going to happen every single week. So yes, if you're not ready this week, you can come next week, every Wednesday at 8:30. So I think it's Joseph. So Joseph, let us know if you are. We'll send the link and we'll go. So you can come up. I'll give you an example. I want Jordan versus LeBron versus Kareem. I'm gonna argue. I'm being the person in the chat. I'm gonna argue for Kareem. I want the panel, the three of them together, to argue for LeBron, and I want Fluent and Chill to do Jordan, or any mismatch of that you want. It's entirely up to you. So Joseph will be prepared next week. Looking forward to it next week. But yes, you got it. All right, Jalen. I think it's. Or I don't know. Is it Jalen?
Yeah, it'll be me. That's question number 2. We'll toss this up there again. Another question that I don't think it's ever been asked in YouTube basketball debate history. Man, we got to keep these questions real unique here. Let's talk about top 15, top 20 players. The most unluckiest top 15, top 20 player without including injuries. So I'm talking about their situations, teammates, coaches. So guys who have won an MVP, won championships, but could have gone even more if their situation wasn't so troubling or, had some problems in it. A couple of the guys. Fluent is going to debate that. The GOAT LeBron James is the unluckiest superstar ever in this situation. And Chilltown, I'm going to give you Hakeem Olajuwon as the unluckiest superstar. Of all time. These are two guys who are, I think, guaranteed top 10 players. If you don't have Hakeem in your top 10, get him in your top 10.
He's 12.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I think Chill started first last time, so we'll do Fluent open up this time.
All right.
Hang on. So it's LeBron versus Hakeem.
LeBron versus Hakeem.
Right, okay.
Unluckiest superstar. Yep.
It's funny. I'll try to stretch it out for 3 minutes because the simplest thing I'll have to say is LeBron went to Cleveland. Maybe one of the worst run organizations in the history of basketball under Dan Gilbert. Just look at who they drafted. Let me start at the beginning because I was gonna jump, but let me start at the beginning. So LeBron gets drafted at a high school from a kid from Akron, Ohio, to Cleveland that has a bunch of players: Darius Miles, Ilgauskas, Carlos Boozer, I believe. He might have came later. Either way, what do they say? We don't need LeBron. We're good at small forward. We don't need that kid. So this kid who came up as the hottest prospect, I believe, since Kareem, the best NBA prospect since Kareem, is going to a team that has that is saying they don't want him. Who's their coach at the time? Paul Silas. Paul Silas at that point had been in the league for, I don't know, about 137 years.
Wow.
No real success. A little bit as a player, a little bit as a coach 100 years ago. But the team is not built around anything. So they bring in LeBron. For years, they mix match pieces. They bring in Larry Hughes. They get rid of they bring in Larry Hughes. Yeah, then they get rid of him. They bring in Mo Williams. They bring in old, washed Ben Wallace. He met last season. Okay, let's bring in old, washed up Shaq. That doesn't last. Then, when they get lucky enough for him to say, instead of just signing with Miami, he signs and trades and gives them, they get 5 draft picks out of it. Who do they draft? Anthony Bennett? Tristan Thompson? You can say what you want about Tristan Thompson, but look who they could have had. Every draft pick is a miss after miss after miss. And let me go back before these to Miami. They have top 3 payroll. And his second best player is Mo Williams. I get it that no one really wants to go to Cleveland, but this is LeBron James. So you don't. And I'm gonna say something here that this is not anti-LeBron, but just be honest. LeBron wants to be the guy with the ball in his hands who gets all the stats and does everything. No one puts their foot down and says, no, this is your coach. This is the system that will win. We talk about guys like Jordan getting the triangle, and that's why he won. They never did that. They said, sure, no problem. Here you go. Let's put all the weight on your shoulders. If you don't drop 40 a night in the playoffs and play elite defense, we're going to lose. He leaves and comes back, and it lasts a year. And he has the most amazing 3-1 comeback to beat the Warriors. And how do they treat him? People start whispering in his second best player's ear, and he leaves. Who do they replace him with? Nobody. Nobody. They had Andrew Wiggins, trade him away for Kevin Love. He leaves again. He goes to the Lakers. Well, what had the Lakers done? For 10 years before he got there, they weren't even making the playoffs. Playoffs. And, okay, I'm done.
Yeah,
I got more.
Jalen, you ever come to a party? You walk in a party, clean it in the kitchen sink, brother. You walk in a party, your gear's fresh. Actually, you smelling good. Soon as you walk in the door, everything is going great. Right after you walk in the door, you ain't in the door 10 minutes. Somebody spill a drink on you. Somebody come and step on your shoes. Just completely ruins your outfit. Well, that's what happened to Hakeem Olajuwon. How do I know that? Because Hakeem Olajuwon gets drafted to the Houston Rockets. They already got Ralph Sampson. So we got the Twin Towers. This is working. Not only is it working, the very next year, we get to the NBA Finals with the group that we got with him, with Robert Reed, with not just with Robert Reed, with why am I drawing a blank on his name? Robert Reed, Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm sorry, your Canadian brethren, Andrew Wiggins. His father was on the crew. Yes, his father was on the crew. Actually, a really good player. Rodney McCray, all-league defender. In addition to this, these guys this style of play is conducive to the current NBA, which would explain why they bounced the Lakers, the defending world champion Lakers, in 5 games. We got these dudes figured out, and we're going to run the league for the next couple of years. Only problem is that I run into a group that got a bunch of drug problems, and I lose all of these guys. And now you know what I'm replacing them with? I'm replacing them with dudes like Joe Barry Carroll, who coined the nickname Joe Barely Cares. I get Sleepy Floyd, but I get him on the other side of who he was. I don't get back to the NBA championship for 8 seasons. And the reason why I don't get back to the NBA championship for 8 seasons, because I'm losing all of the guys that I had, which was conducive to winning the NBA championship, which we very well could have done when we took, by the way, this Boston Celtics team, who was coined at the time the best team in NBA history. We took them to 6 games. We come back next year, we're going to be ready to roll. Nah, I lose all of these guys, which would explain why I got to go for 49 and 26 in the playoffs in order for us to have a shot, because I don't really have nobody that I'm running with. So now I move forward. I'm missing out on Defensive Player of the Year. Why am I missing out on Defensive Player of the Year? Because Mark Eaton is running around and he's leading the league in blocks. Even though I'm second in the league in Defensive Player of the Year, I'm second in the league in Defensive Player of the Year in terms of voting. I don't even make the All-League defensive team, which completely is screwing up my resume for how awesome I actually am. But then on top of that, I'm losing players in the process. I don't get back to the NBA championship for 8 years. I'm dealing with management. I have 3 different coaches during that time. If I was able to keep my group together from that 1985-86 team that got to the NBA championship, if I was able to keep them together like the Lakers were able to keep that group together with Jabbar and Magic and James Worthy, how much better would we have been? I don't think I would have missed the finals. It wouldn't have taken me 8 years to get back to the NBA championship. I may even been on the All-NBA team more. I would have been on the All-League defensive team more. I would have probably had a lot more opportunities to win as opposed to what was going on at the time when I lost all of these guys to drug problems. So, yeah, when you're talking about a guy in Hakeem Olajuwon, I'm talking about guys who had some bad luck. Hakeem Olajuwon had some of the worst luck.
Is it my turn? I'm good?
Yeah.
Jalen, you're supposed to be the judge here. Come on, bro.
I thought he's taking time. My bad. He's
all right. No. All right. So we're talking about bad luck. So I talked about the Cavs, right? I think we've all established he comes into a team that doesn't want him. His best player is all-star Aldrunas Ilgauskas. Coach, like his best coach was Mike Brown. Well, let's talk about, since you wanted to bring up Olajuwon's bad luck. Yeah, it's really bad luck that he gets drafted to a team that has the rookie of the year superstar Ralph Sampson, and they make it to the NBA finals in their second year. Wow, yeah, that's horrible luck. And then when he starts to deal with injuries, they start to draft well to build up that team. They bring in Otis Thorpe. They have him in his prime at 26, 27, 28 years old. They then draft, I believe, in 88, 89, Vernon Maxwell, who is a defensive perimeter guy that any big man needs, is that perimeter defender. The next year, I want to say 1990, they bring in Kenny Smith, who comes from North Carolina Championship Collegiate Institute. Oh, and you want to talk about luck? I don't know how you can call them unlucky, because all of those years was that team was building through free agency and trades, and the draft. That team's getting better the right way. They're ascending, bringing in young talent to grow with the team. Let's talk about, is it unlucky that the reason they didn't make the finals in 91, 92, 93 is because they're running into the Seattle Supersonics, who were smacking them all over the playoffs? Oh, but guess what? How did they win a championship? Oh, because the Seattle Supersonics, is the number 1 seed, 60-plus win team, lose to the 8th seed Denver Nuggets. And that's how they make the NBA final. I call that lucky. I don't call that unlucky. How do they make it to back-to-back finals? Oh, because the Seattle Supersonics, who now they don't have to face again, lose to the Lakers in the first round. He is the luckiest and I forgot, who's that guy that was playing for Chicago in the 90s? Oh, yeah, Michael Jordan. Yeah, he retires. So unlucky, he's the luckiest superstar ever, because if the Seattle Supersonics don't lose in the first round to Denver, an 8 seed, and then the Lakers, who, again, they had a better record then, if they don't lose those 2 games and Jordan doesn't retire, he has 0 championships. And we talk about Olajuwon, he's not even in your top 10. He's correct. Just a great, tall guy who could play defense. He is not the unluckiest. He is the luckiest player in NBA history.
Well, I think it's interesting that Tone brings up the point about him running into the people that he ran into. So what he didn't bring up, Ori, was that in addition to the drug problems that I had to deal with on my team, Ralph Sampson broke down. The guy that I came here to play with, he actually broke down. And I mean, literally, he broke down. He couldn't run anymore. That's a huge problem. In addition to him breaking down, Tone talked about we were lucky because we were able to avoid Seattle. Just so you know, we avoided Seattle those 2 times. Who you think was bouncing us out of the playoffs every year? It was them. So we weren't lucky in avoiding them. In fact, we had to see them in 1991 when we had a really good season and we had an opportunity to get back to the Western Conference Championship. Who do we run into? We run into the Lakers with Magic Johnson. We're not able to avoid them, so we weren't lucky there. How about in 1989? How about in 1987, Tone, when Hakeem Olajuwon had one of the best seasons of his career? He's only in year 3. Who do we run into? We run into the Seattle Supersonics, who spanked us, even though I had to go for 50 and almost 30 in order for us to even have an opportunity to be in this series. And by the way, Tone, let me remind you that in addition to having Rodney McCray, I also got these guys that have drug problems. You know who else I got in addition to Joe Barry Carroll? I got Cedric Maxwell, who's over at that point. I got Sleepy Floyd, who the best version of him has already passed, even though he's still good. And when I get Kenny Smith in a trade from Sacramento. He's actually rejuvenated with me. In addition to him, Mad Max was a throwaway. I don't know if you remember that, Tone. They didn't even want him when they didn't even want him in San Antonio. So with all of that being said, I've had some turmoil In addition to me also having a heart problem too, Tone. So that was an issue for me too. So I had a heart problem. In addition to me having a heart problem, all of the guys on my group having drug problems, having injuries, running into teams like the Seattle Supersonics, running into teams like the Lakers, not being able to get to where I'm trying to get to. All of that stuff factors in when I'm trying to win, because that's exactly what this is all about. And if I'm not able to win, to your point, Tone, you're not going to be able to talk about me. And if you're not going to be able to talk about me, then I'm not going to be around.
All right.
Another good one. Another good one.
Another good one for sure.
This is intense. You guys,
Hey, look, they're real passionate about this one. Fluent was real passionate about this one. Chilltown was bringing that energy too. Again, I think both guys.
LeBron should have 10 chips. He's so unlucky.
Hey, look, my personal answer is LeBron James is the unluckiest, not including injuries, the unluckiest athlete in sports history. But that's a debate for
we
another day.
we need to get that clipped, that moment where you tell Sports Fluent who he's representing, because there was a cringe. There was like this cringe that was so like he could not help it.
He was saying a lot of the points that would have brought up, with the Cleveland situation being drafted to Cleveland. I know Joe feels the same, right?
Almost like at the school dance when people are put together to dance with people, and Tony dance with her.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, fine. I'll do it, but I got to dance with her. I don't want to.
I do what I got to do for the show. I do what I got to do for the show.
So in this debate, I mean, both you guys mentioned. I mean, I think Fluent focused a lot on him being drafted to Cleveland. That situation just before off the bat, them as a franchise, and then bringing in guys like Mo Williams as the best player, obviously problematic. Chill. I think him bringing up the Mark Eaton thing was interesting too. I mean, that's very real. At that time, the whole block situation, whenever people just see a guy leading the league in blocks, they're going to automatically assume they're the best defensive player, when in reality, everyone knows if you go watch back, it's Hakeem. His teammate situation, Ralph Sampson breaking down, a couple of the other guys breaking down, and they're running into the Lakers and all the same. And I think that's where I'm giving Chill the edge. I think Fluent left a lot more on the table. I think Fluent missed out on LeBron running into Golden State, the Kevin Durant situation with them adding him, Dwayne Wade's injuries when he was in Miami. There was a lot you could have added on, I think, with LeBron.
Last 30 seconds. You guys took away my last 30 seconds.
Oh, maybe it was a time situation, but hey,
be my half.
Set this clean. It may be. I just think there's a lot more left.
I should give you more time.
In terms of Fluent. Maybe, yeah. So I think Chill covered more bases and got to covered more bases of Hakeem's situation than Fluent got to him. Maybe time was the reason, but I'm gonna give this one to Chilltown.
Shut your damn mouth.
We keep going.
Ari.
Yeah, so I think you both did a great job. Both represented the category very well. Fluent naturally representing a category that he could not hide his disdain. That was pretty funny to watch. But at the end of the day, I think that Fluent was arguing the harder answer. I don't think that LeBron is an unlucky superstar in any stretch of the imagination.
You're nuts. You're nuts if you think that.
So crazy. I have to go with Fluent because he did more with less. So.
All right, tiebreaker. I haven't done this yet. So, yeah, this is a super tough one. Yeah, both of you brought 3 points. I will say, yeah, Fluent did a great job working with what he had, given given that he mentioned that Ralph he was drafted with Ralph Sampson, but like completely left out the part that Ralph Sampson was very briefly was injured very briefly after that. And then he dissected LeBron's career in a way that I've never seen him do before, like the biggest LeBron defender out there. And then Chilltown bringing up old time players that half the chat doesn't even know. So this one's honestly very 50-50, but I will give the edge to Fluent here mainly just because like Ori said, I feel like he did do more with less. So beautiful.
The idea that he did more with less is crazy. I think LeBron's argument for being the unlucky superstar.
I do love that.
No, it does not.
Yes,
no, it does not.
Up my sleeve. I agree.
LeBron, outside of injury, might be the most unluckiest athlete ever. This is crazy.
You're probably right, Jalen. You're probably right.
No,
I usually am, but what are you gonna do? Fluent 2-1 again. Fluent's up 2-0
Let's
today.
go.
That's excellent.
Making the
man.
comeback here
All
today
right.
this week. Hey, chill. Looks like you got a little fan in the chat, Mike.
Mike,
Well,
if you have Mike, all you got to do, Mike, all you got to do, Mike, is put your topic in the chat and who you want to debate.
I'll actually leave. Watch this, Mike. Watch this, Mike.
He wants you. We have a special spot for you if you want to come up. Here. I'll put the link. Right here in the chat. All we ask is that you tell us what the topic is, what side you're debating, and what side you want your opponent. You pick your opponent. You can pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's entirely up to you. You can pick whatever you want. So go ahead. But I noticed that the second we send in the link and ask you to give the topic, you get real quiet. So with that being said, how are we with time? Where are we right now?
We're a little over now. Yeah. Technically, we should have had the second commercial by now.
All right.
Yeah.
So the second. So let's quickly give him. Too many people up here. I only do 1-on-1.
Look. I'm out.
I'll leave. No. Come back up.
I'll step back too.
No. We'll all leave. You click the button to come on, and we will all leave. Jay, he wants to argue with you, so you have to stay. Go ahead, Jay. You get to pick. Let's go. You can pick 1-on-1. Go ahead. We'll all leave. All you got to do is click the link. Once I see that you've come on, we'll all leave.
It's so ridiculous because he said so many ridiculous things. He said that Donovan Mitchell, if he wins a championship, he'd be better than Allen Iverson. He said that.
Base.
Yeah, he said that. He also said that.
We're reaching.
He said that if Kawhi Leonard wins a championship, he's better than Bird too.
Well, I got 9 seconds. I need 9 seconds of your time. Always see if he.
So whatever it is.
Fans, chill here.
And I'm Fluent.
We're bringing you all the Sports Fluent merch you need.
Tees, hoodies, hats, mugs, gear made for the conversation.
Just hit sportsfluent.com/merch.
Bring it. Kawhi versus Bird. Bring it. Kawhi versus Bird. Bring it.
That's
absolutely.
Is that the okay? So he's got to click the link. Come on.
Kawhi versus Bird. Bring it.
Man, he's not coming up, man.
Let's go.
Kawhi versus Bird.
Come on, here's the link one more time. You literally have 30 seconds. Otherwise, we're going into our third and final debate. You have 30 seconds to click the link. We can talk about anything you want for 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jordan and Mars nap together. You ain't smacking nobody. You come up here any day of the week. You can get this work. Daquan, you can get this work. I gotta address the haters in the comments.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So anyway, where were we?
Wait, that was second, but I think Ori got the third topic ready to go. But we're still, like you said, we're waiting for some of the guys who are big talkers in the chat, but will never come up.
Exactly.
Never come up and
Oh, there you go. You got your 15 seconds of fame. All right. So,
all right.
Hold on. Click the link, and all 4 of us will be gone. It will be you and Jay 1-on-1.
Right. When we see you in the studio, we will all fall back. It'll be you and Fluent 1v1.
We'll all
not making excuses.
Yeah. All right.
Pull up.
In that case, Ori, since we know he's actually not going to do it, but
let's go.
If he does, we'll interrupt. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm bringing us back, bringing us to live action, to current events, to the topical things going on right now, and naturally, as an avid, irresponsible Celtic.
Boom! Out, everybody out. Everybody out.
Oh, it's coming.
Everybody out.
All right, here we go.
Leave me, kick me.
There you go. Oh, not me. My bad. No, why'd you leave? Hold on.
All right. There I am.
Chill. Your worst nightmare has come back out of retirement. I know you thought after all them months ago you would never see me again, but the champ is back.
If you say so.
And you know what the topic is.
You tell it. So you go. You up.
Yeah, it's Kawhi versus Bird. If he wins one more Finals MVP, he's better than Bird.
Mm-hmm. And why is he better? And aren't you the same one? I want to make sure that I'm following you correctly. Aren't you the same one who talks about? You're the same one who talked. Did we lose him?
No, I'm right here.
You're the same one who talked about championships being a team accomplishment. You don't even
I
value
ain't never.
championships
No,
like that.
what?
You
No, I ain't never
100%
say
said that.
Nope,
You've said that to
nope.
me.
You
You said that about
again.
Donovan
Nope.
Mitchell. You said that about Allen Iverson.
Nope.
You said that to me more than once, more than twice. You absolutely said that.
Nope. I ain't never said that. So once again, you
100% said
lied,
that.
just like you did in the
These are
PCL last
team
time when you lied
accomplishments.
when I
That's
beat
exactly
you.
what you said. These are team accomplishments, Chill. That's exactly what you said.
Nope, never said
Hold
that.
on. Listen. To keep the show flowing the way that it needs to go, Mike, I'm going to go to the backstage, but you have 3 minutes.
See, look, Fluent jumping in. See, I said I only do one-on-one. See, look at this.
You are doing one-on-one. Hold on. You have 3 minutes to make your point.
See, here we go. People jumping in. Oh, my Lord.
Jay's mic will be muted. Okay? You have 3 minutes.
We don't need all these rules. We just go at it. What's all this muting mics and stuff? See, y'all y'all cheating, got notes in the bad rules. But anyway, let's get into it. Kawhi Leonard, way better defender than Larry Bird. Not even close. Way better defender. Way better on the ball. Way better. Kawhi Leonard, one of the best defenders ever. Bird doesn't compare. I'm taking Kawhi Leonard as a scorer over Bird at his best. Kawhi in the mid-range, one-on-one, post up. Had to guard better small forwards than what Bird did. LeBron, KD, all of them. Chill, come on. With 3 finals MVPs? With 2 defensive players of the years. Being a better scorer. Yeah, he's even a better 3-point shooter. Better all-around player. Tougher era. If he gets 1 finals MVP, he's better than Larry Bird. Come on, Chill. The champ is back. And you know it.
Is that it? Is that it? If he gets 1 more finals MVP? So all right. So let's pack all of this up and let's pack you up in the end. Because you just brought up championships. And again, you're the same person that said these are team accomplishments.
Nope, never said that.
You said that to my you said that to my face.
Nope.
I'm not saying that you sort of kind of said that. You said we had a conversation about NBA championships and accolades. You said that's an accolade and it's a team accomplishment. End quote.
Nope.
That's exactly what you said. Now, when you're talking about the defense, Bird was a great team defender. Kawhi Leonard, on the other hand, was not very good off the basketball. Bird was very good off the basketball. Now let's talk about Bird. Bird as a one-on-one player. Bird as a one-on-one player. Money mid-range game. Great pull-up game. Great one-on-one player. Better on the box. Better distributor.
Kawhi's better
passer,
in the mid-range.
Better playmaker. Better at the stripe. Better in the clutch. All of these things. Which I have to ask you a question, Mike. You talk about Kawhi Leonard being.
I thought this was one-on-one. What's all this muting mics in the background they doing?
You talk about him. You talk about Kawhi Leonard being the Finals MVP. What if I told you that Kawhi Leonard, to your point, when you talked about being a better scorer, he averaged 11 points in the conference finals before they got to the NBA championship in 24. Bird never did that. When you talk about bucket getters, he averaged 11 points, and then he averaged,
Wait, who in 24? They wasn't in the conference finals of 24. What?
In 2014, when they won the NBA championship, in the conference finals,
that ain't no prime Kawhi Leonard.
He averaged 11 points.
Pre-prime Kawhi Leonard.
That's exactly what you thought. That's exactly what you.
Let's talk about 2019.
You said he was a better scorer. You said he was a better scorer. He averaged 11 points. So with him being,
so you brought up the year where you know he wasn't in his prime. Come on, Chill. 2017, 2019. You can go to now, right? What he doing right now?
So if you want to discuss primes, Bird 27, 10, and 6 in his prime, he did that for 5 years in his prime. Okay, I'm sorry.
Right, and I'm saying Kawhi does. Yeah, you can go to box score.
I was arguably the best player in the league for 7 straight years. 7 straight years. You can't say that.
Let's be real.
You can't say that. And when you talk about going up against better, you talk about going up against better scorers. He went up against Bernard King. He went up against Alex English, who was an all-time leading scorer. He went up against Dominique Wilkins, who when he retired, he was 7th all-time. There's only 6 guys in NBA history who scored more than him. He went up against small forwards like this. These are the guys
come
that
on,
he
Chill, be real.
You come on.
That doesn't compare to what Kawhi went against LeBron.
Your ass is getting fried like you always do.
Paul George.
Your ass is getting fried like you always. So So stop coming to me. So stop stepping to me with this bullshit. You don't have
You
any
didn't say
information.
nothing.
You don't have
Kawhi
any
just
stats.
as good in the
You
mid
didn't
range,
wrote-
better 3-point shooter,
No,
way
he is
better
not.
defender, guarded better offensive players at his position.
Yup.
It's not even close.
Bernard King was a slouch. Not only was Bernard
So
King a
he's
slouch,
better.
Alex
He don't
English
compare
was
to
a slouch.
LeBron.
Dominique Wilkins was a
He
slouch.
don't compare
All
to
of these guys
LeBron.
were slouches.
KD.
Even though Dominique Wilkins, when he retired, only 6 guys in NBA history scored more points than him. He was leading the league in scoring. These are the guys that Larry Bird was going up against. Alex
Right, I
English,
mean,
who led the decade
and
in scoring
Kawhi was
from
going up against
1980 to
arguably the
1990.
GOAT
He
and
was the
greatest
guy that
scorer
was
of
going
all
up
time
against
in KD.
Larry Bird.
Come
Not
on.
only was he going up against him, Bernard King, who
LeBron,
finished second in the league
Chill, it's
in
not
MVP
close.
vote in
You don't gotta
1984.
lie.
The year that Bird
Chill, you
won the
don't
league
gotta
MVP.
lie.
These are the guys that he's going up against. But you're telling me that he didn't go up against anybody. So again,
No, he
once
didn't go up
again,
against what Kawhi went
once
against.
again, I still 7 times did
2019
not
Kawhi better than any version of Larry Bird. Elite in the mid
do that.
range. Elite
You
playoff
didn't do that.
scorer.
So I was doing
Better
all
than
of this
Bird.
stuff. All
Way
of
better
the stuff that you
defender.
weren't doing. I did all of this stuff. So there you have it.
You really didn't do nothing. So when you really break it down, chill. Let's be real. Who's better? Who's a better ISO one-on-one player?
Bird.
Man, chill. Quit it. Man.
Bird.
Be
You
real.
asked me a question. Bird.
Hold on. So Kawhi, who would you not agree is probably
No, I
better in
wouldn't.
the mid range?
No, I wouldn't. No, I would not agree.
What?
No, I
Chill,
would not.
You ain't watching the game.
No, I wouldn't. Because wait, stop right there. You literally just told me that he a better 3-point shooter. And the reason why he a better 3-point shooter is on volume, which means Bird played in the mid-range more. So where was he getting his buckets at? Tell everybody.
And Kawhi's better in the mid. Hold on, Kawhi.
Tell everybody where he was getting his
primarily
buckets
still
at. I'm
plays in the
listening.
mid-range, though.
Tell everybody here,
Kawhi
Mike, where he was
primarily
getting his
still plays
buckets.
in the mid-range.
Go ahead, Mike.
One of the
Tell
greatest
everybody where he was
playoff
getting his buckets
scorers
at,
ever.
Mike. That's
Better
what I thought.
playoff scorer than what Bird was.
No, that's not
Man,
true
they
either.
went to Kevin McHale down the stretch of the games, bro.
No, yeah, they went to Kevin McHale down the stretch of the game, which would explain why
When they needed
Larry-
a bucket, they went to Kevin McHale.
Really quickly, before we move further, really quick, they went to Kevin McHale, which would explain why Bird averaged 26 a game and 9 rebounds and 6 assists in closeout games. You
can
games.
keep talking about the numbers. I'm talking about the game.
You know why we got to talk about the numbers, Mike? Because the numbers are part of the production. This is what I'm producing.
Chill.
As a
Who's
player,
better defender?
as a basketball player, this is what I'm
Who's
doing.
a better defender?
As a basketball player, this is
Who's
what I'm
a better
doing.
defender?
Sorry,
what I
guys,
thought.
your time is
Goodbye.
up. So
See you later.
I will remind the judges.
Man, Till didn't cook nothing, and Fluent was in the
Your ass out
background muting Mike.
Again,
This
I
is
will
2
remind-
and 0 against
I will-
you. Beat you
I
before and then beat
will
you again.
remind
Get your
the
ass out of here.
judges. You're voting not on whose opinion you agree with. You're voting on who made the better points. Because we're quick
And
on
don't
top,
lie.
we're going to go quickly. Who made the better
Don't
points?
lie.
Just quickly, Chris.
Yeah. So a lot of what who's this Mike? Mike was saying was either just flat out wrong or just very subjective. Claiming
Wrong. Man, this is biased and rigged.
Aha!
There we
Told you
go. Okay.
suck.
Hold on.
You
The
suck.
reason your mic gets muted is because you have to let people talk. Go ahead. Chris.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So at the end of the day, Chilltown presented resumes. He presented. He broke down their style of play. A lot of what Mike just said was just very baseline. Just saying like
What style of play did he break down? What?
Okay.
going.
Yeah. I rest my case.
Yeah. All right. Jalen, who made the better points? Not which point do you agree with?
Yeah, to kind of piggyback off that, I just think Chill covered more bases and just brought more facts to the table, whether it's statistics, accolades, things of that nature. I think Mike would just say, "Oh, he's better at the mid range," but give me some numbers, give me a shooting percentage, give
Use
me
your
a series
eyes,
where it
watch
was
the
great.
games.
And
Everything ain't
that's
on the
fine.
calculator.
That's fine, Mike,
And it's the
100%.
problem.
Mike, no, you're
See, I
100%
thought
right.
this was
No,
one-on-one. We
you're
got
fine.
good.
No, but Mike, listen, Mike, you guys, that's fine. But when you're in a debate, you have to bring evidence to the debate. Because not everyone's going to watch the games like you, so you have to
Hold
bring
on,
evidence
I don't
from
write
those
down
games
notes. I go
to say
off the
that.
top. Ain't no stats written down on
I mean,
papers like.
but you
what
got
you're
you. You
doing.
should have brought up Kawhi's
Well,
defensive player of the year. I got Chilltown.
Chilltown. All right. Ari.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I tend to even think that there could be a compelling argument made for Kawhi Leonard, but at this point, I don't think you use the tools to make that argument appropriately. So I would also have to lean Chilltown.
All right. Well, Mike, that's 3-0. You lose. Thanks for coming up. All right. Next up, we've got Jay. Jay's okay with judges because this is a debate show with judges. You have another challenger, Chill. This is also for you. He wants to debate who's the greater quarterback of all time. I believe he's taking Tom Brady because he's a Boston kid and he is offering you Joe Montana. You have 2 minutes. 2
Hey
minutes.
guys, how's it going?
You're the challenger, so you pick if you want to go first or you want Chilltown to go first.
Oh, I'll let Chill go first. 100%. It's his show, so I'll let him go first and make his case. Hope everyone doing good, by the way.
We're doing fantastic. Welcome. If you do feel comfortable with the camera, we do prefer it. If not, it's fine. Jay, 2 minutes on why Joe Montana is better than Tom Brady.
I think the reason why Tom Brady is the GOAT.
No, you're arguing Joe Montana.
I know.
Oh, my bad. Well, shut up.
I think the reason why people think that Tom Brady is the GOAT is because 7 Super Bowls, and 7 Super Bowls matter a lot, right? 7 Super Bowls matter a lot. But with that being said, he also had some issues when he was in the playoffs. Not only did he have some issues when he was in the playoffs, he had issues when he was in the Super Bowl. Joe Montana, 4 Super Bowls, 0 losses. Joe Montana, 4 Super Bowls, 0 interceptions. So at no point did I ever cost my team a win. Not only did I not cost my team a win, I actually helped my team win. Right. So in addition to me doing that, I'm also the league MVP. I also was in the top 10 in yards by the time that I retired. There's a reason why they called him Joe Cool. Joe Cool had one of the calmest, meanest demeanors about him. He was one of the better 3-step drop QBs. He had a great long ball. In addition to him having a great long ball, he was a great possession quarterback. He knew exactly who to hit. He knew exactly when to hit him. Yes, he did have Jerry Rice, but in order for Jerry Rice to be as awesome as Jerry Rice was, he had to hit him when it was necessary. He was a great decision maker. He could take hits. He didn't get injured as much. In addition to him not getting hit as much, he was also a great decision maker. So I think Joe Montana is the best to ever do it, and I can't waver off that.
Your time is up. Jay, yeah, Tom Brady, you have 2 minutes. You'll see me give you a countdown I'll try to give you at 10.
Okay. So I think that my case for why Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time is because I think that somebody like Tom clearly performed significantly better in the regular season and particularly in the postseason due to just being there a lot more, right? Like, for instance, I think it's Chilm had mentioned that Joe Montana was 4-0 in the Super Bowl. Well, that's largely due to volume, right? Because if you're making the Super Bowl a lot more, you're a lot more likely to lose in the Super Bowl than you are if someone's just making out on less volume. For instance, for everyone that does know, Tom Brady has been to the Super Bowl 10 times and has won 7 times, right? Tom Brady as well has put up significantly better. It's not even close. Significantly better regular season numbers than somebody like Joe Montana, on lesser offensive talent. And the one instance that he did have a receiver anywhere near the talent level of a Jerry Rice, that being Randy Moss, Randy ended up breaking the receiving touchdown record. And that was largely due to somebody like Tom Brady. I think that Tom Brady was a significantly better passer in the pocket. I think that Joe Montana was a little bit better at maneuvering inside of it, but in terms of pocket passing and just stationary passing, I think that Tom Brady has done it significantly better. He produces more points and does it on less turnovers than somebody like Joe Montana. I think that Tom Brady has put up significantly better numbers, I would say, than somebody like Joe Montana off the stretch. And, Joe has also brought this into effect that Joe made it to the Super Bowl 4 times and 0 turnovers in 4 Super Bowls. Somebody like Tom Brady, who's made it to significantly more Super Bowls than Joe Montana, ended up playing significantly better defenses than somebody like Joe Montana did back when he was in his Super Bowl, back when he made his 4 Super Bowls. So it's a lot harder for somebody like Tom Brady to get that Thank you.
You can finish your point. Yeah, you can finish your point.
You can
finish your point. Yeah.
What I wanted to say was that due to Tom Brady going to more Super Bowls and facing significantly better defenses, I think that it's a little bit unfair to go and use Joe Montana's 0 interceptions in 4 Super Bowls, despite the fact that Joe Montana didn't play anywhere near defenses to what Tom faced. Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, no, good point, Steve. Don't go anywhere. because we have 30 seconds. So with that 30 seconds, Chris, I need you to quickly just say, you can either say Brady or Montana, or you can say, because they're both J's, you can say Chill or J, I guess.
I'll give the edge to Fernandez.
Fernandez, 1.
Same way. I'm gonna give the edge to Brady.
Brady?
Yeah, same boat. I'll give that one to Fernandez as well.
All right, there you go. 3-0. Chilltown. Bring up some basketball. Come on, Joe Montana.
That's all he wants to talk about. It's either football or Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
They don't know how good. They don't know how.
I'm a Boston guy, Chill. You know?
It's hard. It's hard to debate Montana.
It is. But listen,
it's hard. Yeah.
That brings us to the end of the show. Join us next week, 8:30 Wednesday. Be right here. And just more proof that the judges are impartial. He got 3-0 against Mike the Chump, and he lost 0-3 to Jay Fernandez. So there you go. We'll see you guys next week.
Have a good
Later.
The NBA trade deadline is here, and we're going live Thursday, February 5th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern. Every alert, every move, breaking analysis in real time. Fluent and Chill are taking over Bleacher Report Live for the ultimate trade deadline kickoff show. Don't miss it. See you Thursday.